everyone, how you doing tonight? It's me, Leo Kiesling, the Wichita spray paint artist, and tonight we're actually going to do an easel paint. It's kind of cold outside, and spray paint doesn't work well in the cold. Like the cans go stupid at 65 degrees or 57 degrees or something. Anyways, what we're going to do, because it's cold outside, is I figured we'd paint a winter scene. So something nice and cold. And I like trails, so I'm going to paint a winter trail, and I invite you guys to paint along with me. So, here's some basic tools we're going to use. Just a basic brush set. So we got a fan brush, we got a square brush, we got a 2-inch brush, we got a liner brush, we got a couple of rounds, and this is the stuff we're going to use tonight. Also, if you've got a spray bottle, you'll need one of those as well. So I'm using acrylic paint. This is by Masters Touch. You can get this at Hobby Lobby or Walmart, anything like that. It's really simple, it's really cheap, and it's really easy. And we are going to take everything we got here, plus we have a little water to rinse our brush. And then of course we have a canvas. An easel is optional. You could do this on your lap or on a table. And we've got a palette knife. And we're going to use this tonight. But if you don't have a palette knife, I suggest that you take an old credit card. Take an old credit card and kind of cut it at a diagonal. And that'll give you that kind of that shape. And you can trim it up any way you want. Whatever works for you. So, let me grab my palette here real quick, and we're going to start simple. I'm going to make a sky. Now, there's been no prep to this canvas. This canvas is just ready to go. I might moisten my brush real quick, kind of make the paint flow, but we are going to use the spray bottle too. So, oops.
We're going to give you a couple of minutes to go grab your black paint, white paint, something to paint on, and the brushes that you have on hand. And when we come back, we'll have the camera set in landscape, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, please, paint along with me. Go grab your stuff. We're going to have a blast.
How do I do that? Ah.
It's not upside down now,
Oh, my orientation is locked?
Oh, well, there you go.
Okay.
Let it go. We'll be fine.
Alright.
So there's the black.
Sorry,
The
guys.
white is open. White is open.
So now we know we have to start that. Bear with us. We're still learning these live situations.
We're ready to go. So, like I said, we're going to stay real simple. We're going to have a lot of fun with a snowy, tree-ridden, bushy trail. It's going to be cold, and we're going to need a jacket to walk down this trail. It'll be a lot of fun. So, I'm going to give you just a few more seconds here to get your stuff. If you've got an easel going and a few paint brushes, I think you ought to go grab them and paint along with me. So, I have some water prepared here. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. So I'm going to moisten the end of my brush real fast. And shake off the excess. And I've got a paper towel around here. And I'm just going to dab a little bit. And I just want the paint to flow a little better. So I'm going to take a little pile of black. And a little pile of titanium white. Now any white that you have on hand would work fine. And any black that you have on hand would work fine. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my spray bottle and I'm just going to mist the top of my canvas here. Not a lot, just a little bit. I'm going to pull down some white, then I'm going to pull down a little black, and I kind of want a little bit on one side and a little bit on the other. And I'm going to use this to just start moving across the canvas. Nice horizontal lines like the horizon on the sky. And I'm just going to move back and forth. I don't know if you guys can see, I'm kind of cheating here and holding the canvas with the edge of my easel here. And we're just going to pull some color into there. And whatever you want your sky to look like, that's what you'll do. So a little dark, a little light. And I kind of want to soften this up a little bit. So pick a spot over here and I'm going to kind of mix the colors together. And we're just going to lightly mist that. And we're going to come back and move that around.
And these are acrylic paints.
Yes, yes they are. Thought I said that at the beginning. If I didn't.
Think so, but in case you're just joining us, we're using black and white acrylic paints. You can find craft paints pretty much anywhere that sells craft stuff. You can find them at
even the Dollar Tree.
Even the Dollar Tree. Walmart. You can order them online. Hobby Lobby, Joann Fabrics, Michael.
I'm
Michael's.
really liking this sky here. So what I'm also going to do is notice I'm lightening up as I come down. I'm not adding any paint. The paint I started with was plenty. We're just going to use that amount of paint and move it all over the canvas till we feel good about it. If you get a little splotchiness, that's kind of good because, you know, there's texture in skies, you know, and we're just doing a black and white. So the more texture we can get, the better this is going to look. So we're just going to keep moving our brush and smoothing that out. I know it doesn't look like it, a lot is happening, but it's getting softer and smoother the more I go. Softer and smoother. See, and there's still color. I can still add color if I want. Just keep moving with the horizon. Just like that. And just massage the canvas. There we go. Just push our color in nice and easy and nice and soft. Another thing you could do is you feel like your color is a little harsh, go grab some moisture on your brush. Tap it off so it's not too much. Use the back of the brush. Put some of that color back in. If you need a little more color up here, remember, you can add some, or you can just moisten up the brush and soften what you got there. Look at that. I'm going to come almost to the bottom, just like that. Darker up top, lighter down below with lots of texture. Just smooth it out. Straight lines like your horizon. Look at that. We've got a pretty good sky back there. I think I'll soften that up a little bit. There we go. Alright. Soften that. Yeah. What do you think, guys? I think that's a pretty good sky. So let's move on. This is like I said, this is a simple painting. This isn't going to take a lot of time, but it's a lot of fun. So we got this good sky going. So I'm going to go ahead and rinse my 2-inch. I don't need it right now. So I'm going to get the paint out of it. That way it doesn't dry on me and cause me angst later. And again, I got this nice paper towel here to rinse off what I got going. So I'm going to put that to the side. And I'm going to grab my 3/4 inch square. So what I want to do is I want to put a trail that looks like it's snowbound and that moves upwards through here and gets smaller as it goes, like it's moving away into the distance. But we're not creating a huge distance. We're going to keep this kind of close to us. So our trees are going to be nice and big. Okay, and then we're going to put a bunch of bushes and make that trail look friendly and look like it's ready to be walked down, right? All right, here we go. So I kind of got a little mix. Excuse me, a little mix of the black and white here. And I'm going to get a little moisture on my brush, make it soft and ready to take paint. So I'm going to pull down the middle of this. Looks like it's kind of stiffened up on me. So I'm going to make a little gray here. And I'm going to go a little white on one side, and then I'm going to go a little black on the other side and kind of smooth that out. Now, again, our trail should come up through here. So we are going to go from this corner, and I'm going to make a swooping motion. We're going to make some ground here. I know it doesn't look like much right now, but we are going to make a little trail. I'm going to grab a little black, spin the brush, grab a little white, and we'll go back. Because the nice thing about snow is the shadows are dark and the highlights are white. So I'm going to kind of scrub me in a spot there. So I know where my trail is. Sorry, puppy. I stepped on my dog's face. They love that. So I'm going to go back without cleaning the brush, and I'm going to grab some more white. And we're going to pull that down in there. And I'm going to create these shadows. And then I'm going to come back in a minute with the white. And I'm going to create some highlights. A little black, a little white, nice hearty gray. That trail just go off into the distance. Don't be afraid to put the paint in there. I'm sure you can hear I'm scrubbing, but that's because I'm blending on the canvas. So I'm going to rinse up my brush a little bit because I want to get more white now. I want a little more white. I want that to be brighter. So my brush is fairly moist, but I've gotten all the black paint out. So now I'm going to pull some white over here. Then I'm going to come in here, I'm going to streak this down in. Oh, look at that. It's all going to make sense here soon. You're probably thinking, Leo, it was white. Why are you painting it white again? Well, I want to mix it with that shadow. And I want to make that trail look as snowbound as possible. There we go. I'm just going to move up the trail here. Just move up the trail. Just moving my brush back and forth. I'm kind of making an arcing motion like a wave on the sea.
Like the smile in a smiley face.
There you go. You all hear that? So I'm just blending that in, taking some of the harshness away. I think I'm gonna pull a little more black in there. I'm gonna touch up this front. I want my trail to fall right off the canvas, right there. In fact, I just saw something. And it's beautiful. And we're gonna put it here. There's a stone. Grab some black on my square. There's a rock. This rock can be any shape you want. But this rock lives right here. Look at that. There's a rock just like that. So the next thing I want to do is we need to get some trees in here, right? We need to get some trees. So I'm going to rinse off this square brush. We're going to do some special things with that funky rock here in a little bit. So he's going to hang out there. We're going to rinse this brush off. All right. Now I'm going to go to a round. Now I want my paint to flow a little better because I want to move it a long ways across the canvas to make these trees, right? So we're going to make 3 big, like noble trees, but they're still going to kind of be teenagers because they won't be, super thick. They'll be tall and skinny like a teenager. So we're going to come in here with a really wet brush and we're going to rotate and fill the whole brush with paint. Whole brush. And remember, we've got a lot of moisture in this brush. So this is where we make big decisions. So, and this can be scary because you're not exactly sure, and then you feel like you can't take it back. Oh my gosh! Well, it's okay. So wherever you want your trees to be, you put them. But this is where I'm going to put mine. I'm going to put a small one right kind of up front here, just on the edge of the trail. So I'm just going to put in a nice tree trunk, just like that. We're going to go almost all the way up. It's okay to go back over it. You don't have to get it perfect the first time. Just like that. You got a little more moisture. If it's not really flowing for you, that's okay. Put a little more water in it. Mix up a little more paint. Hey, there we go. Load that nice and heavy. Roll it and pick up that paint. Pack it on the end of that brush. And then we're going to go from the bottom to the top. Just like this. And we're just going to put that nice tree trunk in right there. And just go all the way to the top. Just like that. Okay. So I'm going to get me a little more water. We're going to do the same thing again. I'm going to put another tree in back over here. This one's going to be a little further away from the trail. So this one's going to be back here. Oh, wow, that is a good tree trunk. Okay, so now I think I'm going to put one closer to us. A little more water. I want my paint to be thinner. and be able to pack it onto the brush. So I'm going to mix it up a little thinner like that. And I'm going to bring this tree right up to us. This tree is going to be right close up, like right here. That's a great spot for that tree. And remember, we're only using 2 colors here. This is black and white, and that's it. And I like doing this because it shows how versatile and how much you can get out of 2 colors. I'm gonna make this a nice grand tree. Just like that. Look at that. So, now we should have some fun. So I'm going to go to a small round. And I'm going to do about the same thing I did with this one. Load as much paint on it as I possibly can. And we're going to make branches. So we're going to put that big round to the side, and I'm going to go to a small round. Not that big. No. That's perfect. I'm going to moisten it up and gather a bunch of water. I'm going to come up here and I'm going to make me a nice little pile. Oh, I'm going to go get some more water. I'm going to make me a nice little ink consistency. A little more paint. Let's go get some more water. Yeah, there we go. 2 more drips in there. We're going to make that nice and thin. Nice and thin. All right. So, your tree is your tree. You should make it exactly how you want. But I'm just going to come in here and drag some limbs. Bring this limb up here. You should be extremely creative and paint your tree exactly how it makes you feel. That's important. Your painting should make you happy, make you feel good about what you're doing. Don't stress it, don't struggle, just have fun. Just enjoy yourself. So we're gonna go back and get some more paint. And something, I don't know if you noticed, but I'm kind of making a chisel shape here on the end. So it's kind of a wedge, so that one part's thin, the other part's wide. So when I come up here, I can rotate the brush just a little bit and make it wide, and then turn it and it makes it thin, just like that, a little lighter stroke. See, you don't have to be perfect every time. Get a little more paint here, and I just dance them in. This will all make sense. So we'll come back over here and get some more paint. Be free with your limbs, have fun. Let them come out any way you want them to. Nice and easy. They don't have to be real limby. They can be just simple little sticks. Or you can get a nice big grand limb. Look at that. Make them even look like they've been broken or something. Big old fat bird land on there and break that limb right off. Did you see that? Oh my goodness. Now I'm fat shaming the wildlife. There we go. So I think there's another doodling here. Just don't get too crazy because you got to come back and touch every one of these again. But it'll be fun. It'll be okay. So this is a big old healthy tree. And don't be afraid to put some of him in front of the background because he's foreground. He's the guy up front shaking your hand right now. So don't be afraid to make him big and proud. You see, I'm not trying to be perfect. I'm making good suggestions of a limb. I'm going to get some more water here. I'm going to add that to my black. Remember, I want it nice and thin so it'll flow. If you're having a hard time getting your limbs out, it's because your paint's too thick. So add just a little more water. Just like that. Now you don't want it to where it starts running down your canvas. That is too thin. You want it so it flows off the brush nice and evenly, and you get color every time you touch. Just like that.
Now we've been teasing that we have a big announcement.
Oh yeah, are we doing that now?
Yeah, I think we should.
Well, for the local Wichita people, for those that also know that I do spray paint, we have been invited to go to Town West and perform there. So we will have a spot at Town West Mall in Wichita, Kansas. We should be there as much as possible, especially evenings and weekends. So we'll be able to do your custom paints all through the winter. And I know it won't be really street art, but it's still kind of street art because, people are walking. So we will be at the Town West Mall in Wichita, Kansas until further notice. Come join us if you're passing through the area. Come hang out with me. We'll paint some.
Yep.
So we
will be inside in the climate control. And we are not in a storefront. We're actually out in the main levels. So if you are a walker and you walk the mall circuit, you'll see us at Town West. And if you're not and you're just in the Wichita area, hop off at West Street and come off the 254 Kellogg Highway. Take the West Street exit and come out to Town West Mall and come see us. We will keep you updated for times and such on all of our social medias. You can find us pretty much everywhere: Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, even Snapchat is all Wichita Spray Paint. All one word. So you can find us there and we will keep you updated. We'll be doing more lives, but we get to spray paint all the way through the winter. And it's going to be...
Yeah, normally we have to shut down because the cans don't work. So like I was saying in the beginning of the video, these cans won't work tonight because it's cold. Let's see, I'm having a difficulty figuring out where I'm putting this branch. I think it's going to go right there. That was it. So, because the cans don't work well in the cold, we usually have to shut down for the season. But, fortunately, we have the availability to paint at Town West Mall. So we will paint through the winter,
battery.
and you guys should come hang out with us. And that's an angry little speaker.
With a super creepy low battery voice.
Yeah. All right, so
Move around here. I'm trying to keep the best angles, and depending on where he's at on the canvas, we have to kind of move around him a little bit.
well, here's where we really get to have fun now. So we're gonna take our white palette or our three-sided palette knife here, and I'm gonna pull down some paint. I'll pull down some paint. Now what I'm looking for is just a little roll of paint right there. Let's do it one more.
Well, I
You
can't
got to make
see
this
it.
sound too. Okay, let's try this again.
Let's try this.
Okay, so I'm going to pull down some paint, and then I'm going to come over here and I'm going to make a little. I'm going to make a little roll of paint on the end of the palette knife. If you're using a credit card to do this, it's the same. Just pull it down, take the edge, and pull yourself a little ridge of paint right there. You see that? Just like that. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to make the snow highlights on the limbs. So if this isn't working, it's because you're pressing too hard. That's the trick. So the other thing is I'm going to decide where my snow came from. So I'm going to say my snow came in from this direction. So that means that the snow is going to stick to these sides of this tree. So I'm going to take my little roll of paint here, and I'm going to come up, and I even turned it over. Look at that. And I am just going to very lightly touch. Too much pressure and it won't look right. I'm just going to drag the knife back about halfway. And all we're doing is just making a highlight just like that. Now noticed I skipped that limb. Well, the reason why is because the snow would be on top, not underneath. So again, I'm going to pull myself a little swipe of paint, pick up a ridge of it, and we're going to come back to the canvas. Again, it's super light touches, kind of drag it out. Look at that, look at that. Just like that. Real simple, easy, fast. Look at those highlights. Look at that. A little strong there. Don't worry about it. Come back and add some. Pull some off with your knife. That was a little strong. I didn't like it, so let's go fix it. Oh look, the snow wrapped all the way around the tree there. And if you make a little curve with it, it'll make the tree look round. Look at that. Little touch up right there. Oh, I like those little frilly edges right there. You see that? Kind of looks like the bark and the texture of the tree. Just real quick and easy. Look at that. Little uplift there. Oh, look at that. That just makes me so happy. All right, here we go. So same thing. I'm gonna pull out the paint and then make myself a little ridge. So let's come back here to this tree. And so very light, so very light. Remember, if you're getting a big grand result, it's because you're pressing too hard. I'm telling you, I am barely grazing the canvas. And I'm trying to get the paint off the palette knife so I can take the cleaner palette knife and come back and blend things in a little more. But I'm telling you, just the lightest touch. Just so soft. Just like that. And again, a little curve to it. Makes that tree look round. Look at that. Oh. Just like that. Oh, that makes me so happy. Oh, there we go. Maybe drag that out a little more right there. Yeah. Just however you want to do it. Just like that. I want to make sure that limb gets seen right there. Look at that. See that? I just scratched a little in above it. There we go. That's a good looking tree there too. Got some snow on it. Looks like it's floating in the sky, but that won't be for long. So I'm gonna come back, I'm gonna pull my paint down. I'm gonna go pick up my little roll of paint. I'm gonna come over here.
I'm gonna step, where am I
Then
going?
I'm gonna come over here and just the lightest touch. Just the lightest touch. So soft. Not strong. Just like that. Nice and easy. Have fun with it. I'm going to pull paint on the other side now. Look at that, just for fun. And again, so very light. And a little stronger here and there kind of helps. You know, it gives that texture. Shows that the bark might have picked up more snow in a certain spot than another. And just move down the canvas. Just kind of like coloring inside the lines, staying inside the edge of the black. Just move our palette knife. Just like that. Look at that. All right. Now this part will be a little more tedious, but it won't be any more or any less fun. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back to that little round brush that we made the limbs with, and we're going to clean it out good because we want to start using white. So we don't want our white to go gray, so we're going to clean that brush out just as best as we can. I'm going to take that. So I'm going to come up here to my white, and I'm just going to fill this brush up. Now here's the trick. I don't want this thin. The reason why is I don't want it to stick as well. I want it to give me a little texture and little cracks and voids as I put it on. So I want it nice and thick. So I'm going to start on the edge here because that's good practice. And I'm just going to lay a little snow on top of that limb. Think about where the snow would sit. Just right there, a little snow. Look at that. Look at that. Can you see it? Just a little snow. See, here it snowed last night. It was a little bit windy. So the snow only stuck to one side of the tree. And the snow only landed on the tops of the limbs. Look at that. Now this is your forest. These are your trees. So any way you want this snow to land, that's how it should land for you. Look at that. Nothing special. We're just going to leave a little black underneath. Look at that. We can even show that the branch out into the tree like that. Look. So we're just going to think about how the snow would fall and land on the branches. And we're not going to be perfect. We're just going to let the snow land. land where it wants to land. Look at that. Maybe we turn our brush a little bit. Oh, perfect. Look at that. Nice snowy tree. Got that gray sky in the back. It's starting to feel real cold, isn't it? Real cold. There's probably a wind coming out of the north. So it's a little frigid. On the forecast, they talked about storms to come. I'm really invested in this painting. Can you tell? So you've had a hard day's work. Can't wait to get home and get in front of the fireplace. Leave this cold day outside. Look at that. Just like that. Snow kind of lands on the limbs. Maybe it's not every limb. Maybe a squirrel ran by and knocked some snow off that limb. Remember, it doesn't have to be perfect. Choppy is good. Little separations, little breaks, little cracks. Drag it down and show that maybe that limb was in front of that tree. Look at that. Let's go over here. And just that fast. Just that fast. We are done with that tree. Look at that. So these trees should have personality. And they should have your personality. Again, you should have fun, not stress. You know, random snow just lands. Look at that. When you get done with this is something you're going to want to hang. Look at that. Just that quick. Can you believe we're only using 2 colors? The snow on that little V right there. Oh boy, this makes me so happy. Look at that. Snow lands on those limbs just so daintily. Oh, it feels so cold out here, doesn't it? Now this limb belongs to this tree, so let's put it in front by putting some snow on it. Look at that. Did you see that? Did you see how that limb just jumped in front of that other tree back there? The snow over here. Look at that. Now remember, we want our white thick here, so it does that little chattery thing for us. Look at that. Get a little more paint. Don't be afraid to use paint. We're gonna come back here to this tree over here. And drag some snow in there. Last night the snow fell. Look at that. Nice and pretty. Oops. Even though I went a little big, who cares? Look at that. That's a bigger limb now. Look at that. I don't know if you see me rotating the brush, but that gives me different textures. Look at that. I go small on small branches and I go bigger on bigger branches. Oh, look at that. Just hung out right there. A little pile of snow. The wind hadn't knocked it off yet. As you can see, I'm using my pinky here. This canvas is fairly dry, except for the snow I just added. I know we used a spray bottle. And we used a really wet brush, but acrylic dries fast. And that gives us the ability to pile paint, and we like that. Just a little splotch of snow there, look at that. Maybe a little right here, caught in that crook. Oh yeah, maybe caught in that one too. But I'm gonna let that tree be, or that limb be on the back side of that tree. I'm not gonna bring it forward. Put some snow here. Look at that. I'm gonna bring that limb forward just like that. A little curve at the end, maybe a little bit at the bottom. Look at that. Now I have to give a shout out to my beautiful wife here. Fantastic little camera person. She does absolutely great at this. And she is good at the art. So we're gonna put a little more snow right there. Did I miss any? No, that looks pretty good. Don't you think? I like that. Maybe a little snow on this one. Oh, there we go. Just like that. Oh yeah, that makes me happy. Oops.
Sorry,
Oops.
technical difficulties.
That's okay. That's okay. It happens. She's probably gonna reset that phone real quick.
Give me a
So
second.
bear with her. Bear with us. Put the phone back in the mount. The mount liked the art so much it tried to jump out at it.
It's going for a ride.
So we're gonna clean that brush up best we can. There we go. We're back. All right. So now we're gonna get kind of crazy. Okay, we're gonna get nuts. Remember earlier when we used this to make the sky? Well, we're gonna dry it out some, and then we're gonna come over here to the black. And we're gonna pick up quite a bit of black. We don't want to get too crazy, but we're gonna pack it in by punching it against our palette. So, and I'm only pretty much just filling up this end right here. There's a little paint on the back, but most of my paint is up front. And again, we've got big decisions. So, the trail is right here. We've got this forward tree and this really up front tree and that back tree. So, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna jump in here. I'm gonna put in some bushes and some twigs. So, I'm gonna start right over here in this corner. And just like I was filling the paintbrush, I'm gonna do the same on the canvas. Look at that. I'm gonna let that spill down towards the trail. Look at that. You can already see the bushes happening. I'm gonna pick up a little more paint here. Ah, look at that. Now notice I'm not completely covering. I'm leaving little specks and spots and little stuff open. Because we're gonna come back and we're gonna use that. Now you can see the canvas bouncing. I'm using some decent pressure. I'm not messing around here. I want my bushes to be firm and strong. So I'm gonna pick up some more paint. Now I'm gonna do the same thing down here, but we're gonna do it from the other side. Let's put a little more bush right back here. I like that. So now I'm going to come in from this side, and because this is where it would hang into the trail, I'm going to make this over here where it comes up to the edge of the trail. So we're just going to put our bushes in just like this. Look at that. Look at our snowy trail show up. Look at that. More paint. Just like that. We have these bushes on the back side of this tree. Let's have them come up to the tree just like that. And we're gonna have a big bush in the front here. Put up some more black paint. So that tree is literally hidden in the brush. Look at that. We're gonna come right up to our rock. Kind of scrubbing in on the bottom, making a little ground spot there. Look at that. A little bit of ground. Okay. Fill in that spot. There we go. Maybe there's a little bit of a bush just in front. Oh, maybe let's do this. Maybe there's just a little bit of grass. It kind of made it through the winter. Right here in front of that rock. Just a little flick, just like that. We're gonna come back and we're gonna define that. So, again, I'm gonna pick up a little more black paint here. I'm gonna disguise a couple more areas. Look at that. Let's have this trail come, or this bush come and meet all the way up the back side of that there. Look at that. Just like that. And there's our trail. Right through our nice snowy, cold background. So let's go ahead and rinse that brush out. Let's get all that black out. Because we need to go the other direction. But we're going to do it with a little more detail. So we're not going to use this big brush for the white. I'm going to come over here and grab my trusty fan. And if I don't like how this works, I'm going back to the square. So, I'm going to moisten up my fan brush. I'm going to come to the white. Give me a bunch of white paint on there. Now, this is kind of how you feel about it. Remember, we had the snow come in from this direction, right? So let's start over here in the corner where it's easy. And I'm just gonna start tapping a little bit. Look at that. And just adding some snow sitting on top of my bushes. Get some more paint. Look at that. I'm just using the tip. Just the little end. And I'm leaving some dark spots. Let it have its own personality. Look at that. Flip the brush over. And those leaves look like they're individually holding snow. Now don't do every spot. You want that to look like it's got different piles of snow. Now here's another thing. Let's move around here a little bit. just making bushes. We're kind of following that black we laid down first. We're just using our fan brush to add snow textures. Look right up against that tree. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Kind of nestled that tree in right there. Did you see that? Look at that. A little bit of snow just kind of nestled and hugged that tree. So, let's take and hold on to our fan brush. Let's go over here and visit our big round. Because we can also get some cool textures there. Again, we're going to get some paint. And kind of make a chisel out of it. And then we're just going to come in here and just use the tip. Kind of tap in some stronger definitions. Look at that. Oh, look at that. Just like that. Tap in some stronger definitions. It's okay if you get a little gray on your brush. Go back, pick up some more white. Just keep working. There you go. Now let's move down here. Oh, I see a spot that could use some snow. Look at that. That was strong snow right there. Look at that. And we can take and drag some of it down into our trail. Look at that. Just like that. All right, so let's come back over here. Let's go to the bottom side of this. And let's add some highlights. And I'm just tapping. Look at that. Looks like the boughs of a tree. Remember this ground we made over here? Let's give it a little snow to it. Look at that. Go ahead and continue tapping. I still like my fan brush too, so I'm gonna bring it in here. Use it for a little bit of breakup. Look at, oh, that just turned out well, didn't it? Look at that. Even use the side of it. Look at that. Just nice and quick. So, we are actually getting close to finishing this one. Remember our grass over here? We're going to take that fan brush. We're going to use them little bristles. Oh, look at that. We just picked up a little snow on our grass, just like that. So, I also need to highlight my rock. So I'm going to come back and pick up that little roll of paint. And oh, look at that. Highlighted my rock. Told you that we were going to do something with that later. I'm going to go back to my round for a second. Put a little edge in here. Look at that. Looks like it came right up to the ground. How's that look, folks? Let's make that over that tree nice and bright. Well, looky there. We have a nice, cold winter scene with a beautiful trail that you'd need a jacket for. What?
I'm good.
So, now what I'm going to do. I'm going to make my paint thin like ink. And right over here. We're going to put in the important stuff. Oh. The okay. Just like that. There it is. So this painting or any like it that we happen to do, they are for sale. If this is a painting you'd like to pick up, I'm going to say this one was quick, this one was easy. I'd love to sell this one for 50 bucks. So if this is a painting you'd like to hang on your wall, please message us directly at either Wichita Spray Paint or on my direct page or on KVB Studios or on YouTube where you're watching this video. So like I said, we had a lot of fun. We got to paint together. My name's Leo Kiesling. I really enjoy everybody that joined me tonight. I hope you come back to paint with me again. We'll see you next time.
Don't forget to check us out at Town West Mall if you're in the Wichita area.